Hello and welcome from my little space here in Vienna. My name is Luise. I'm a literature student and writer, and this is just a little casual summer vlog because I don't really have the feeling of holidays. I have a lot of essays to write. I think I mentioned this a couple of times in my other videos, and it's always hard to, relax even though you have university in the back of your head all the time. I tried to make a little trip to Budapest. I mean, I didn't try. I did actually go to Budapest. But it was just 24 hours. It was very short, so not too much time to see things, but we were invited by some friends to go on like a historical weekend. We are all in this historical costume bubble, very interested in historical clothes and history. And we decided to make a 1920s themed weekend in Budapest, which we did, and it was very lovely. And around such small trips, I started a new job in a library, in the public library. Some of you might remember that I did an internship at the university library, which was very interesting. And now I had 2 job offers. One was at the university library for the German department, and the other one was for the public library. And it was a very difficult decision because both seemed kind of interesting and very suitable for me. But now I started at the public library. It is only a couple of hours a week, and I am still full-time studying besides working. And yeah, then I was trying to tackle all my essays. I did finish my bachelor thesis for Scandinavian Studies yesterday, and I already handed it in. And we had to write 2 bachelor theses. One was already due at the beginning of summer. That was on sociolinguistics. I wrote about the second Norwegian standard norm. And now my second bachelor thesis was about this book. There is unfortunately no English translation. The German version is called Eisiges Land, and the Norwegian version is called Norrlandemørkner by Tore Kveven. And it was really interesting because the whole seminar was based on water, and I analyzed water in this story, how it was, presented, what kind of meanings it produced, and it was very interesting. I really liked writing this essay, but I'm also a little bit tired now, and there is still one big essay waiting for me, so I cannot really relax. I have planned a few small trips in the next couple of weeks to visit my aunt, to visit my other family, my parents, and that's gonna be nice, but it's not really that feeling of nice. I have, I don't know, a whole week off or 2 weeks off, and even if I go somewhere, I always have my deadlines in my head, so that's a bit tricky, and I'm always struggling with that. I don't know how other students handle this, but for me it's very difficult. So anyways, I'm gonna show you some snippets of my Budapest trip, and hope you also have a lovely summer. I think I've said this so many times, but it is extremely hot. I think we had 35 degrees Celsius yesterday, or even more, here in Vienna. And there were some parts of Austria that were even a little bit hotter, and I'm craving autumn and winter, and I'm so done with summer. This year I really tried to focus on the positive things of each season, and I did find a lot of joy at the beginning of summer, and being outside in the evening and finding some positive sides as well. But summer is not my season, and the heat just... yeah, I'm struggling a lot, and my apartment is so extremely hot. So yeah, anyways, I still made some tea. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down, but that's an essential. And yeah, let me show you some snippets of Budapest. It was my first time in Budapest, and I really enjoyed it. The city is so beautiful. Also, the train station, it's very old. And it is very similar to Vienna, but you can see the communist history of the country and of the city. So it does have some, differences, but it was so beautiful to explore. We walked through the city and then also went to a museum to see a little bit of the history of Budapest. And I always like to go to museums when I'm in a different place. My favorite thing is when cities are built around a river, and this is the Danube. It also flows through Vienna. It's very lovely. But in Vienna, unfortunately, I'm never in districts where the river is, so sometimes I forget that there is a river. And those were our outfits. This was the day outfit, and this was the evening outfit for the first day. And then we also made a little trip to a flea market. It was a little bit outside of the city, but it was huge. And they had some very interesting, lovely things. I don't really know about the prices. I think they vary quite a lot, but I didn't buy anything. But it was just very nice to browse. And I tried a little hat, and it was very lovely. But then I realized I shouldn't get another hat because I recently got one and it would be too much. There was this lovely cafe/bookstore. At first I thought it is for new books, but it was mostly secondhand books. And I wasn't really finding anything particular that I really liked. But then I did get 2 books because I think it's always something beautiful to go to a different country and then come home with books from there. And one is Jane Austen Persuasion, English version. I have once started a Jane Austen book. I think it was Mansfield Park. And I did not enjoy it at all. Unpopular opinion, maybe. But I would really like to give Jane Austen another chance because I think it is actually my vibe, and I do like the stories. And whenever there's a film adaptation, I'm really into it. So I'm going to try it again. I don't know if Persuasion is a good start if you want to get into Jane Austen. I also have Pride and Prejudice at home. So maybe you can give me a recommendation which Jane Austen book you would first read. And then I also, and it's quite funny, I went to Budapest, I went to an English bookstore and I found a Norwegian book. So I had to get that. It's historical and it's called Brobyggerne. I've never heard of it. It's set in, it covers, I think, the First World War and also the Second. I don't know if I'm going to read it because quite often I'm a little bit too lazy to actually read Norwegian books because I'm very, very slow. But I thought it's nice to have in my collection, and maybe someday I will be motivated to at least start reading it. And I'm always surprised at how much I actually understand, but it is still a little bit of a, tiring experience when you don't know a language that well, but you do understand quite a lot. But yeah, it just slows me down quite a lot. There was also a little picnic and I played croquet, which is quite a nice game. I'm gonna make a separate video where I talk about this book and water in literature. I think it would be too much to cover this in this video right now, but I can already tell you what my other essay is about if you are interested in that. It is a historical topic. It is about German minorities in Eastern Europe who had to flee during and after the Second World War, and a lot of them came to Austria, and I'm gonna tackle the political situation, how they were treated and how it was affecting the Austrian identity. And I'm struggling a little bit with this topic because it is very big and I don't have that much time left. I want to do it justice because I think it's very, very interesting. When it comes to historical topics, there is always so much to research and it takes a lot more time. which I don't have at the moment. And the professor also changed the topic a little bit from what I actually wanted to write about. I wanted to focus more on the people's lives here and less on the political situation. So that's what I'm gonna do, and now I'm gonna sit down, do some research. I think my tea is cool enough to drink it now, and I hope you have a relaxing summer, or as relaxing as it can be, and let me know what you're reading at the moment and how you spend your summer. How do you handle, maybe if you're still a student or if you ever did go to university, how did you manage having a summer holiday feeling and also managing all your university stuff at the same time? So I'll be back as soon as I can. My videos are very irregular, I know that, but that's just the best I can do. And I also wanted to thank you for all the interesting comments on my last video. I was a bit nervous to put this out there because I was talking about cancel culture, and it's a very sensitive topic, but your comments were so interesting and I love to read them all and see your perspectives. So thank you. And yeah, your thoughts are always welcome under my videos, and they are always so respectful, and I really, really enjoy that. So thank you. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time with more book talk, I hope. Maybe about my essay or about the books that I've recently read. But I'm still finishing one and I want to finish it before I talk about it. So we'll see. And there is also some footage from the library at the university, which might be interesting. Anyways, I'll see you next time and take care.